All right, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. For the webinar today, I'll be running through a system demo on how you can take full advantage of Perfect Portal. I'll also be running through best practices of the system, some tips, as well as some new features that we have released over the last couple of months. I'm allowing the Q&A tab, so if you do have any questions, feel free to pop your questions in now, and I'll try my best to answer them at the end. Today's webinar will be about 45 minutes to an hour. So if you do miss any of the webinar, no need to worry, we'll be sending through a recording when it's available. For the attendees who don't know me, I'm David Powers. I'm one of the client relationship managers here at Perfect Portal, which means I look after the clients on a day-to-day basis to ensure our clients are using Perfect Portal to its full potential. Today's webinar will be very casual, and I'm very excited to go through the system with you. So, just quickly going over the agenda for today. So throughout the demo, I'll be going through generating new leads, managing new leads, converting new leads, key stages for communication, and then the branded app. Once the demo has been done, I'll be going over some new features in the system. So that will include our intake forms for the website, different ways in which you can add those forms onto your website so you can get best client engagement, and show you a couple of live examples. I'll also go through our new dashboards, show you a couple of those new reporting features, and then lastly go through the client address book. And then, finally, we'll go through any questions. So in saying that, let's get started and we'll go through a demo of the system. Alrighty, so what you see on your screen at the moment, this is just a Perfect Portal dashboard. Now I'm just going to allow access to my phone so I can screen mirror my mobile phone onto the computer screen. Here it is. There we go. All right, perfect. So what you see on your screen at the moment, this is just one of the new 6 dashboards that we have released in the system. I will come back to this a bit later on, but what I'm going to do is going to start by actually generating a new lead into Perfect Portal. Now, if you are a current Perfect Portal user in the system, all this will be very familiar to you, but for the people who are joining us today who are new clients or looking at signing up with Perfect Portal, everything starts on the top left-hand side of the screen in the little plus button. From here, you got new inquiry or you got new quote. Now, new inquiry are your other areas of law. So that means you can open up your Perfect Portal account to have all areas. Many of our firms use this feature as it helps you in the same way as conveyancing does to help you capture, manage, and win new leads for all areas of law. We pretty much have every single matter type that's in LEAP we have in Perfect Portal. So if you are interested in looking at other areas of law, please feel free to reach out. Happy to give you a demo. And obviously the beneficial of having these other areas of law on your Perfect Portal account is that we can feed them onto your intake forms as well onto your website. But for today's example, I'm going to go through the conveyancing side. So I'm going to go ahead and hit new quote. From here, you'll be able to select the relevant matter type. So I got my purchase, I got my sale. I'm going to do a house and land purchase for today. From here, I'll be popping in the client's information. Now, I'm going to start typing out the client's name, and I'm going to show you a brand new feature that we have released in the system. At the moment, you can see it's pulling through a conflict check with Georgia's name in my LEAP account. You can see there's highlighting LEAP in the orange, and then I got Georgia Powers below that. That's my Perfect Portal contact card. So I'm going to highlight Georgia Powers, lock that card in, and that's going to give me a quick preview and overview of that client, or my past leads I've had with them, my past matters, and a bit of contact information. So if I am going in, generate a new lead for Georgia, I can see, okay, well, they declined a lot in the past. I don't get my hopes up or anything like that. So that's one of the new features. And once again, this feeds into your client address book, which I'll show you towards the end of the webinar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the LEAP integration today. We do have a lot of LEAP clients on the webinar today, so I'm going to show you from LEAP's perspective, but obviously we do have many clients who use Perfect Portal standalone. So I'm going to start by popping in the client's name. So start typing out Georgia. Once again, that will pull through my LEAP card and that will lock it in now. So there's no double data entry. If this was a brand new client, I've never used them before, they're not in my LEAP account, they're not in my Perfect Portal account, this will create a new card for me when I push over to LEAP and a new Perfect Portal client card as well. From there, I got my referrer. So I'm going to allocate the referrer at this stage. So he has access to keeping updates on this transaction and also feeding to my reports into the system as well. From there, I'm going to hit next. And now I'll be typing in the property information. Now, if you don't know the purchase or sale price at this stage, that's perfectly fine. What you can do is just pop in a 0 onto your into the field there, and that won't feed any pricing onto the quote. But for today's example, I'm just going to pop in 500,000. And then I've got my number of buyers, my state. Now, if you do operate in multiple states, by selecting the state here, that's going to feed into the relevant government fees and stamp duty questions, as you can see here on the right-hand side of the screen. I'm going to keep out New South Wales. I'm going to start typing out the address. And as you can see there, it's pulled through my Google Finder, and it's pulled through the address. So I'll type in, I'll look in 25 Glen Avon Place, Glen Alpine. Now, if I don't know the address, once again, that's perfectly fine. You can leave that field as blank. Or if the address is not registered yet, what you can do is enter the address in manually. So you've got enter address manually option just here, and you can populate that information in there. From there, I got my related quote type. So that's just the client's buying and selling. You can do 2 different quotes, 2 different matter types. And then I got my house and land question, so my government fee. So let's go with yes, yes, no, and then hit generate quote. Now, this is also integrated with InfoTrack, as you can see just right here on the screen. So basically, I pop that address in, and it's looking up that address in that council in my InfoTrack account and pulling through my pre-select certificates that I've selected to pull through onto the quote. So basically, in my disbursements just here, my outstanding notices all the way down to my 603, that's pulling from InfoTrack. Now, if you are interested in setting up the InfoTrack integration, please feel free to reach out to us. We can get that all set up to your account, and it just makes the whole disbursements and the display of fees a lot more transparent for the end client. But that's totally optional. It's totally up to you. Now, from here, it's really easy to do. What I'm going to do is just email the quote. Nice and simple. On the right-hand side of the screen, in Actions, I've got email quote. Now, this will bring up a pre-populated email template. You can have a whole host of different email templates set up in the system. You might have a, first home buyer template. You might have a person building template, whatever email templates you want. We can set this up in the system, and it's just designed to save you time. So you can just select the template, it's branded, and you can send it off to the client. I've got my quote email, so I'm going to use that one for today because that's my initial email. From there, I have the option of CCing any other parties in the email. I've also attached my documents, which I'll show you a bit later on. But if you did want to add any ad hoc documents, you do have the option of upload your documents here. Now, I got my email. Obviously, you can personalize it in any way before sending it to the client. So if you know the client on a friend level, if you know the clients going on holidays, probably not right now at the moment, but you can really tailor make it for that specific client. But you do have these things in brackets here. These are your BB codes. So that's going to populate all that information in there and personalize it for you. So in saying that, let's go ahead and just send that email out to the client. Nice and easy, hit send email. This is designed so you can just hit email quote, send the email, and then they'll get a branded quote within 30 seconds. So that will take a couple of seconds to go through. And what I've done as well is I've set up an instant text message to be sent to the client. So I'll go ahead and open up that. The client will get this instant text. Pretty much it makes the whole process more streamlined and makes the instruction process a lot more faster because they are prompted to go in there, check their emails and check that quote. So they'll get that quote. Obviously the wording can be changed around, but that's just our default wording that we have in the system. In saying that, let's head into our emails and we can take a look at that quote. So the client will get this branded email template. So from the offset, they know your brand, your mission statement, what you represent. They get a feel for who you are as a firm. It's really visual for them, and all the graphics that you see on your screen at the moment, this is all done by our in-house graphic designer, okay? So from here, you got your 2 call to action buttons. You got your instruct or you got your request to call back. But before I do that, I'm just going to show you the couple of attachments that we have to this email. The first one is our quote PDF. So once again, the client get this branded quote. It's so fast. You hit email quote and they get it straight away. They'll get this and then they'll have their list of fees. So it just keeps it nice and visual and outlines them very clearly what fees are involved for the transaction. And then you got your back sheet as well, just to tie it in as a nice little package for the client. From there, I got my buying and selling guide. So that's just an example document that you can attach to different email templates within the system. And then what I've done as well is I've also attached an information brochure about the app. So download the Daniel Carson app. This allows the client to know from the offset, hey, this is how we're going to communicate to you. This is how we're going to keep you updated. Download our app. and everything's in one place for you, okay? So they'll get that. All these elements are part of your subscription. So if you are interested in looking at upgrading your package into the branded app, please feel free to reach out and we can discuss this a little bit further. But before I hit those 2 call to action buttons, what I've done is I've set up some further automation in the system, which you can see here just on the right-hand side of the screen. So that means if the client doesn't hit one of those call to action buttons, so the instruct or request a callback, or if I don't accept or decline the quote from my end, an instant text message will be sent within 4 hours, and also a system email will be sent in 24 hours and 72 hours. So this means that pretty much the system's working in the background to chase up those quotes. So you're just sitting back, emailing the quote, and the system's chasing up for you. Obviously, the beauty with that is if the client hits those instruction buttons, it will cancel the automation for you straight away, because obviously you don't want to be following up with them if they've already instructed you. You do have the options as well as in rescheduling it or canceling it. So you might send a quote out, late in the afternoon around 5 p.m. and you don't want to be sending them a text message late at night. So you can always choose to reschedule that if you need to, or you can just cancel it completely. You might just think, okay, I don't want to overload them with communication. I don't want to burn them. You can just cancel it. No harm done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back into my emails and just accept it. So nice and easy for the client to see. Big green button, click into instruct. Let's hit that. I'm happy with the quote. All right, so this will just confirm my information. So I'll just hit next step as Georgia. I'll confirm my contact information and my property information. Now, if the client does change their contact information at this stage, that will feed back into your Leap card if you have used a Leap card and sync it for you automatically. And if you do use a Perfect Portal card, it will do exactly the same thing. Obviously, they have the option of leaving any additional notes in there if they need to, but I'm happy with this. I'm going to hit confirm details. Now, from here, the client will be prompted to activate their online portal and app. The reason why I have returned to matter list is because I've already set up an account with that email address. So it's prompting me to go back into the app and keep track of that matter. But basically, if it's a brand new client, they've never used you before, what will happen is they'll be prompted to set a password. Really easy to do, 8 characters, they set the password, and then they're in the online portal and they can download the app and track the matter from there. So pretty much the client is brought into the app straight away, which is what you want, because you want them to utilize and being digital with that branded communication, okay? So in saying that, like I said, I'm just going to refresh the page and show you how that canceled the automation for me. So you can see there, that's all canceled it there for me. Now, this is where the system acts as that CRM system. So you can log any activity, log any notes, or you can see here on the right-hand side of the screen, any reminders, anything like that can be done to the file. So say, for example, I want to log a new activity. I might have spoken to the client on the phone about pricing, or I just want to lodge some notes. So I'm going to put phone call made, spoke about pricing, if I can spell. All right, and then I'm going to hit save changes. And that can be saved in my log just down here. Okay, what we've done as well with the system, bit of a facelift that we've done with the log. So the log is a bit more visual for you now, a bit more interactive. You can see here that you got all your different things that you've done with the quotes. You got my phone call made, the instruction, all of that. And the good thing about the log as well is that it's nice and clear that you can see that the email has been read. So if I go to my email sent, hit view, that's going to show me a preview of the email, and I can also see my attachments. So it just makes it nice and easy. If I did need to refer back to these attachments and download them, I can just hit the hyperlink and it'll download the attachments for me. Okay, like I said, it's really good to see if the client has read the email. If you are, making contact with the client, giving them a call, you kind of can mentally prepare yourself when you are going to have that conversation with the client. You can also see any automation that's been sent out, so you've got a nice preview of the text message. And the good thing about this as well, if the the phone number is incorrect or the email is incorrect, what will happen is that you'll get an email sent to you saying, hey, it's not the right email, not the right phone number, and it'll highlight as read for you in here as well. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to accept the quote. Now, a few of our clients, and you as well might have the old client who you don't need to send a quote to. They've used you before in the past and just straight to matter. They trust you. You're their lawyer. So what you can do is make sure you start everything in Perfect Portal, because the benefits of starting everything in Perfect Portal is that you're going to have your app, you're going to have your digital communication, and you're going to have that integration with Leap if you are using the Leap integration, okay? So start everything in Perfect Portal and accept the quote straight away just on the right-hand side of the screen. The end client's not going to know anything about you started in Perfect Portal or you not sending them a quote or anything like that. Just hit accept straight away, okay? So I'm going to hit accept. Now, this is going to confirm all my matter details before I push over to Leap, or just keep it in Perfect Portal, because we want to make sure all the data is nice and clean, okay? So we'll confirm the matter details here, confirm the clients and other contacts. And then from there, if you are using your recurring matters in Leap, you can select your recurring matter. So let's just do a purchase. I can then also assign it to anybody in the firm as well, and they'll get an email sent to them saying they have a new matter assigned to them. Hit next, any final notes. And then what will happen, we'll do one last conflict check within Leap. So basically it will pull through the email address, what Leap cards you have under that email address, and you just select the relevant client. So let's just keep it with Georgia. Continue, and now that's pushing the matter over for me in Leap. Nice and easy to do. It's as easy as that. What I'm going to do is going to grab that matter ID number and get into my Leap account. But before I do that, I just want to go through a couple of other things if you are using Perfect Portal standalone. Now, what I find that a lot of clients who are not using Leap integration or have different practice management systems, I find that a lot of them do export the log once it's been accepted. So within the log, if you go all the way down the bottom, there's an export log button. Once I export that, that will go as a PDF document, as you can see on my screen here. I'll just open that up here. You can see everything that's been done. So you can go ahead, accept it, open that up in your practice management system and save that activity log to that file, okay? Obviously, with non-integrated clients, what you can do is obviously go to your key stages just here. Today, I'm going to show you from Leap perspective. So I'm going to action all my key stages within Leap today. But basically, you have all your key stages in Perfect Portal. So you work on your practice management system. And then when you want to communicate something out to the client, jump back into Perfect Portal, come into your key stages and just action them, okay? Once again, it's just saving you time because you're not spending 20 minutes on the phone talking to the client and then, calling the real estate agent and talking to them again for a further 20 minutes. It's eliminating any double communication. You're hitting one button and it's sending out communication to all the parties involved in the matter, okay? Perfect Portal is designed to save you time. Okay, so in saying that, let's jump into Leap and we'll have a look at that matter. So just bear with me while I go into my Leap account. Okay. All right, here it is. Oh, let me pull it across. There we go. So that's pulled through from Perfect Portal. Okay, let's go ahead and open up that. All right, so you can see here, this is everything that I've done with the quote, okay, at quote level. So instead of exporting that log, if I'm using Perfect Portal standalone, it's feeding directly into my correspondence in Leap. I've got my agent and my client folder. So that's my recurring matter folders. And then I got my, everything's fed through correctly into my details section. So I got the contact information, property information, the real estate agent, everything like that. Now, at this stage, you do what you normally do with your file. You work on it, send your letter, send your contract, manage the matter. When you want to communicate something out to the client, you've got your key stages. So your key stages button just up here. Now, if you're currently watching this and you are a Perfect Portal user and you don't see your key stages in your Leap account, really easy to pop onto your account. Just hit the little buttons just up here on the top right-hand side of the screen, hit select apps, and then you can select Perfect Portal and toggle that on, and then you have your key stages, okay? If you need help setting that up, obviously, feel free to reach out. We can get it done over Zoom together. So in saying that, let's open up my key stages. Just a couple of seconds to come through. All right, and then we got our key stages. So like I said, when I was showing you an imperfect portal, each key stage behind each one of these updates is branded and personalized communication to all the parties involved in the matter. Okay, so you might have something a little bit informal, a bit more, personalized and happy to the client, and you want something a bit more professional and formal to your real estate agent. So you can really tailor make these key stages to your brand. The tips that I have with the key stages is that what you put in is what you get out of it. You can't just expect to start everything in Perfect Portal, push over to Leap and not send the key stages, because you're not going to get anything out of it. You need to start utilizing these updates to get the best out of the system. The most successful stories I have with our current clients is that they really make the key stages their own. They go in there, they put the time in at the start to brand these updates to their brand. Okay. Like I said, these key stages are designed to save you time, to generate word of mouth between clients, because they're getting updates, they're getting app notifications. It's building that word of mouth and building your brand. Okay, and it's also building your referral network with your referrals. Okay. The key stages are very flexible, and what I like to say to clients is that Perfect Portal is an off-the-shelf product. We got defaults for everything. We got default emails, we got default automation, we got default key stages. So you can start with the default key stages, get used to sending them, get feedback from your clients saying, hey, we got this new software, it's amazing, I'm going to keep you updated. If you have any feedback, we will really appreciate it. And then you can just tailor make it to your own once you get in the habit of sending the key stages. Okay. If you do need any help with the key stages, or you want a bit of a refresher with your key stages, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to send you over the key stages that we have set up for each state. You can play around with it, personalize it, send it back to me, and we can get it uploaded in the system ready for you. Okay. So in saying that, let's get on to the key stages and send a couple of updates out. So the first key stage I have here is Matter Creator login details. Really easy to send. I'm going to go to the email icon just on the right-hand side of the screen and hit send update. Now, that will take a couple of seconds to go through. What you can see there is I got my push notification on my phone, and I'll also receive a text message, which you can see there. So it's pretty instant. It's really fast. And that's just a preview there of that branded communication that's sitting behind that update. Okay. Now, the client and the real estate agents or whoever you've added to your details section in your Leap account will still get those emails. So let's go ahead and have a look at those emails and see how they will look. All right. Now, the client will also get an activation link. If they haven't activated their account yet, they'll get this email, and you can see that it's very easy for them to set up. So 1, 2, 3 step. They hit activate their account, set the password, and they're in. It's as simple as that. They'll also receive that email sent to them. Once again, it's branded to your brand. They'll have that personalized communication. They'll always be prompted to go in there and view the matter through the app or online portal. Okay. If they haven't activated their account yet, they haven't set the password, what will happen is that this button here will say activate your account. Once they've activated their account, set the password, the button will revert to login to view matter. So like I said, they're always prompt to go in there and utilize your platform. From there as well, they've also got those hyperlinks to the app stores as well. So it just makes it nice and easy for them if they're checking the emails on their phone to take them directly into the relevant store. Okay. So in saying that, let's have a look at the branded app. So let's see, and contract of sale has been received. Nice and easy. Once again, send update. And I will get my push notification on my phone. There it is. I'm going to hit that notification, hit take me there, and that's going to take me directly into my matter. So pretty much as soon as the client logs into the app, they'll be able to see their latest update. So that's the very last key stage that you sent, which is my contract of sale has been received. The way that these updates work with the app is every single time you send one of those updates, the truck will move closer and closer to the house. Once it reaches the house, there's fireworks, a big party going on, all of that stuff. So it just creates that fun user experience. They're showing their friends saying, hey, look, my truck's moving along like it's nearly there and all that stuff. So it's just, yeah, it generates that word of mouth for you without you even knowing it. So from here, they can hit view all updates. And that's going to take them to their list of key stages that's been actioned. So you can see there quite clearly there's 2 big green ticks for the first 2 key stages, and then what's left to be completed as well. So they're always, they feel they're a part of the transaction. They know what's going on. It's one of the biggest assets they're putting into in the whole life. So they want to know what's happening with it. And it just, obviously, like I said, it saves you time because the client's not calling you up saying, hey, what's happening next with my matter? Like, I haven't been updated yet. They can come to the app and say, okay, cool, I've got my contract, members of contracts are pending, okay? So they can always come in here and see where it's up to. It just keeps everyone in the loop. From there as well, I'm going to go into my detail section. So this is going to give me a quick overview of my matter. I also got my bio. So I'm Bruce Willis at the moment. If you guys know me, I'm the complete opposite. As you could see in my photo at the start, especially being in lockdown, I have a lot of hair on my head at the moment. So they'll definitely get to know a bit about you and just get to know you on a personal level as well. They've got my matter details, a bit of an overview of the matter. They can always refer back to their cost breakdown. Now, that proposed settlement date as well, as part of the Leap integration too, is that when you add a date in your calendar and task in your Leap account, that date will feed automatically into the app and pop that in there. Even if you change it around, chop and change it, it will still feed directly back into the app within 5 minutes. So definitely utilize that feature because once the clients see their proposed settlement date in there, I'm sure they'll get very excited, okay? So in saying that, I'm going to exit the app real quick and I'm going to utilize the InfoTrack ID and Web VUI. So this is part of our integration with InfoTrack. And I'm going to show you how that works. Now, especially at the moment with what's happening, especially in New South Wales, people are using the VOI. They need to use it because post offices are closed and they can't move within a 5 kilometre radius or anything like that. So they need to utilize the VOI. And the benefits of this is that it's coming from your brand. I'm going to show you. So let's go ahead and hit VOI, and that's going to take me into InfoTrack ID, which is the web VOI. Okay, exactly the same process from your end. There's no change whatsoever. From there, they'll hit Start VOI. They'll choose their workflow. So obviously we want that as remote. Pop in their phone number. Okay, I'm just going to untick the CAF, and then from there, they'll be able to hit Submit. That will take a couple of seconds to go through. And what will happen is that the client will get a push notification on their phone. So we'll just let that load a little bit. So you can see there that I got my push notification. I can hit that notification. And now this has opened up into my to-do list. So now the client will have a list for them to complete. Really easy for them to get to my to-do list. The first way is just by hitting the home screen on the bottom of the app. And now they can see their latest update, which is the contract of sale, and then they'll have my to-do. Another way of getting to the to-do list is just hitting this little burger menu on the top left-hand side of the screen, and then just hit to-do, and that will take the client directly back into the to-do list as well. Now, obviously, if the client's out and about and they're not in the right environment to verify their identity, what will happen is they will still get an email sent to them. The only difference with this, and the big difference with the integration with InfoTrack, is that it's coming from your brand. So you can see that there. That's not coming from InfoTrack, and we're finding that a lot of clients who are utilizing the web VOI integration with the branded app is that it's being done faster. It's coming from your brand. It's giving that sense of security to the client. It's not coming from, oh, who's InfoTrack? Why they want me to verify my identity? It's coming from you. You're their lawyer. They know you, and they go ahead and do it a lot more faster. Obviously, they can choose to hit View to My To-Do List. That will take them to the online version. Ideally, you want them in the app because they need to take the photos and the videos and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and hit Submit Documents. And what will happen is that this will take the client to the InfoTrack ID, the web VOI. I won't go through the whole process today, but basically it will just outline to the client, hey, this is what's included in the web VOI. They take a photo, complete the video, upload documents, review and submit. After the reviews and submit process, once they sign it off, what will happen is there will be an extra button that says back to my to-do list. Once they hit back to my to-do list, they will take the client back into the app, and that in completed will turn to completed, and highlighting green for them. And it works the same way with integration. So once the client has submit the web VOI, you also get an email as a solicitor saying a new web VOI is there to submit, to go to your InfoTrack dashboard, and it will feed back into your Leap correspondence as well. So it's exactly the same process. It's just coming from your brand and making everything faster at the end of the day. okay? In saying that, I'm going to jump back into my Leap account. I'm going to jump back into my key stages. And what I'm going to do is run through the chat and document share feature with you as well. So I'll let this load. I'll go into my chat, which you can see up here. Now, if you are using Perfect Portal standalone as well, obviously you still have this functionality within your Perfect Portal account, which you can just see here. You've got your chat facility just down here, which you can populate here. But like I said, I'm just going to show you in Leap today. So let's go back into my Leap account. And then you got your chat. Now, the way that the chat works is that you need to initiate the conversation first with the client. If you don't start the conversation with the client first, they're not going to know anything about the chat facility. We've done this because you might have that old client, you think, oh, you know, the chat's just not for them, or you don't want to overwhelm them or anything like that. You can strip that back for them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type in a message. So let's type in, hey, Georgia, please see attached letter. And it sort of works like Messenger. From there, you got your paperclip. This means you can attach any documents to that chat message. You can see there you got like from computer. So that's anything from your desktop. And then you got from Leap. With Leap, that's any documents that you have in your correspondence. Okay, so any initial letters, any contracts, anything like that, you can send directly to the client. So let's go back into my key stages. At the moment, I only got my quote PDF. So let's just attach that one for today's example. Nice and easy, just send that chat. And then what will happen is that the client will get a push notification on their phone. They can hit that, hit take me there, and then that chat facility is now open to the end client, okay? Obviously, the client can reply back saying, you know, thanks, Bruce. And they can obviously open up the document as well within the chat, which you can see here. The benefits of having your document and chat share is that all the documents are stored in one place for the client. So you can see there on the bottom right-hand side of the screen on the phone, there's a Documents tab. So this allows the client to see all their documents that you sent to them. Once again, if the client, you know, needs a document, they're not trying to go through the different emails or using the search bar on their, you know, Outlook or Gmail, whatever it is, they simply just go into the documents and everything's in one place for them. It also saves you time in case, you know, they call you, you know, 6 months time after the matter's completed and said, hey, would you happen to have a copy of that document? No, it's in your app. So go ahead and have a look at that and it should all be in there. So it's just making everything centralized for that end client. Now with the chat, obviously you're not going to be waiting for the client to reply back and vice versa. What will happen is if you don't respond back to a message within 5 minutes or the client doesn't respond back to a message in 5, an email will be sent to you saying you have a new message waiting for you, okay? So you don't need to worry about that. What I find as well, a lot of clients also export the chat. So you can export the chat as a PDF, like I showed you with the log, and attach that to the file within Leap, and vice versa. If you're doing in Perfect Portal standalone, you can export the log and attach that to your practice management system, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly X out of that. Now with the chat as well, just before I continue on, that I forgot to mention, there's a couple of new features that we are working on with the chat, which we're hoping to release by the end of the year. But basically, we're going to have the option to have multiple chat rooms with multiple parties. So you might have a referrer, you might have a client, and also the option to close the chat whenever you want. So they're the couple of features that we are working with the chat. So I'm sure there'll be webinars in the near future and communication sent to you guys when those features are ready to go live. But moving forward, basically work on your key stages. Let's go with settlement has been booked with all parties. Because what I've done with this key stage is that I've linked this to a review that the client can complete. So I'll open that up, hit take me there. And then they'll have their review, which you can see here, okay? So they can give you a rating out of 5 stars. All these questions are customizable. So you can have change these questions around depending on what matter type. Hit submit, and then they can leave any feedback. Now, with these results, we can feed them directly onto your website as a review widget, which is all part of your subscription, all the website elements. There's no additional cost of installing them. So yeah, please feel free to reach out and we can get this on your website. These reviews don't feed to Google reviews, they don't feed to social media, only the web review widget if you want to add that to your website. What I find a lot of clients is they use this as testimonials for socials, and they post it on socials for them. From here, let's send this last key stage, which is settlement has been booked with all parties. When I do send this update, it will also close the chat off for me as well. So the client won't be able to go back into the chat and chat back to you once the last key stage has been sent. So that's just a bit of a tip for you guys as well. I'll send settlement has been completed. Perfect. I'll hit that key stage and then I will have my fireworks. There we go. So we got our fireworks, we made it to the house. Like I said, the client's getting excited. They're showing their friends saying, oh my God, I got fireworks. And, you know, it's just generating that word of mouth for you, like I said. So at the end of the day, you want the client happy. And I think this is the perfect client experience, especially being in this digital age. It's just keeping everybody in the loop and it's putting your brand out there. Think of Perfect Portal as an extension of your brand. We're helping you manage and win new business. Okay. So with the key stages as well, we also release one final thing, which is further automation. So you can set up automation to any one of these updates. What I'm finding is that a lot of clients say settlement has been completed, they send that update, and then they have an automatic text message or email saying 6 months time, 3 months time, a week's time, however long, is totally customizable to you. I'm saying, hey, you know, how did the move go? If you're looking at updating your will, feel free to reach out. We'll give you 10% off as being a conveyancing client. So it's an opportunity for you to cross-sell your services. So once again, Perfect Portal is working in the background to help you generate more leads. A further few new features that we are working on with the app is the ability to promote other services within the app. So all areas of law, be able to add your team in there so they can be able to see Daniel Carlson Lawyers as a whole, who's working there, a bit of bio about them, and also e-signature and payments. We currently have that in the UK and we're working on that in the AU. So that's coming soon, so watch this space. Finally, with the app, before we move on to a couple of new features, is that obviously the client can tailor make what communication they want. So if they don't want emails, they might check their emails, you know, once a month, like I do. If I get a bill, they can toggle that on and off depending on the client, totally customizable to them. And they can also go to their matter list. So if they have multiple matters with you, they might have a conveyancing matter with you, they might have a will matter with you. Everything's going to be in one place for them. Okay. So yeah, that's everything I want to show you with the demo side of the system. What I'm going to do now is go through a couple of new features that we have released in Perfect Portal. So I'm going to jump back into the system. And what I'm going to do is quickly just go through our intake forms. Okay. So basically, depending what matter type you have enabled on your Perfect Portal account, we can feed these directly onto your website. What I like to say to clients is that you want to be able to make it nice and easy for clients to leave their information. If it's too hard for them to, you know, try to leave their information or get, you know, instant pricing or something like that, they're just going to Google somewhere else. So just make it as easy as possible. The really good thing about this Inquire Now button here, just on the right-hand side of the screen, what I find most clients add onto their website is that appears on every single landing page. So if you go to a testimonial page, if you go to, you know, an information page, it's all going to be there for you. If I hit Inquire Now, that's going to pop up to my matter type that I've enabled. The way that it works for other areas of law, it does work as a contact form. So if I hit will, for example, if there's more than for one person, I'll hit no, and they just pop in their contact information. That will feed directly back into your Perfect Portal as a lead, and you'll get an email sent to you saying that a new warm lead has been fed through from your website. If I continue to scroll down, I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of the intake form. So you can see here, you can really break it down to each matter type. If you had different landing pages for other areas of law, so you might have a personal injury page, you might have a conveyancing page, you can have your different forms onto those pages. You can have as many intake forms on your website as you like, okay? I'll show you a few examples of our UK clients, so you get a bit of an understanding on how that works in just a little bit. You can embed the whole form onto your page as well, which I showed you before. But let's go ahead and get a conveyancing quote, okay? So from here, they're able to select the property type. So let's do, I'm buying a property today. Are you buying an established house? No, I'm not. I'm going to do a house and land purchase. Works the same way. So I'm going to start typing in my name. So David Powers, pop in my email address. Pop in my phone number. Then you've got your purchase price, number of buyers, and once again, it works the same way. So you do have multiple states set up in your Perfect Portal account, or you do operate in multiple states. You select the relevant state, and they'll pull through the correct government fees and stamp duty questions for you. Start typing out the address, works the same way. If they can't find the address, they do have the option of entering the address manually. So let's just pop in yes, yes, no. Voucher codes, so you can have different vouchers set up to your intake form. So you might have a spring special, get 10% off or whatever it is, or a social media special, Instagram or whatever it is. You can pop that in there and they can get some monetary value off your legal fee. How'd you hear about us? Google, get quote. And it works the same way with the InfoTrack integration. So it's currently looking up that address in my councils, in my InfoTrack account, and pulling through those searches onto the quote. Perfect. So they'll get this email, not this email, sorry, they get this quote straight away. It will pop on their screen. And just once again, it's very visual for them. They know straight away the fees are involved with that matter type, and they have the different call to action. So they can request a callback, proceed, pretty much accept it straight away onto your website, cancel, update, or email the quote. Now, at this stage, if they don't do anything, they just exit out of it completely and go to a different website, this will still feed into your Perfect Portal account. So you're losing that lead. You can, give them a call and say, hey, I've seen that you, oh, my phone popped up, give me 2 seconds. You can say, look, I can see that you've added a lead onto our website. You haven't sent a quote to yourself. Do you have any questions at all for us? So it's just building that engagement and it's feeding back into Perfect Portal. There's no, different intake forms that you get onto your website and then you've got to get all that information, then pop it in Perfect Portal and do a quote. It's just making everything and all your processes streamlined as possible. Okay. If I continue to scroll down on the page, different ways we can add your app elements to sell your app. As you can see here, you've got a little image of the app, you've got hyperlinks to your different app stores, you've got a video, some testimonials, and you can also add in a login bar, which you can see up here. So they can log into the online portal straight away, nice and easy for them. A couple of examples from our UK clients. So this is our new Contact Us widget. So basically they have this Contact Us widget on each area of law. So at the moment we're on family law and they'll have it on like the wills and the states or the conveyancing. And basically it's feeding back into Perfect Portal. So it's just making, like I said, everything streamlined. They're entering their contact information. They're selecting what type of law they're looking at. So let's just do education, leave any information about the inquiry. And they also have the privacy policy as well. They hit request a callback, uploads into Perfect Portal. You can give them a call from there. So that's one example of that Contact Us widget. But find that a lot of our Australian clients, unfortunately, I can't show you any examples that our AU clients are doing, but I find a lot of uptake is happening with this Contact Us widget. Likewise, there's another UK firm. He has a Contact Us tab on his website, or their website rather, and then you can see here they can pop in all their information there, and it works the same way, feeds back into Perfect Portal. So in saying that, I'm going to jump into Perfect Portal and go through a couple of new dashboards that we have released in the system. So I'm going to show you 3 of 6 dashboards that we have released. So basically the way that these new dashboards work is they feed off role type. So depending what role type we have that user set up against, it will show what dashboard is relevant to them. So at the moment, you're seeing the new business admin dashboard. So the new business admin dashboard will be that person who's in charge of the new business team and the quoting team. So as soon as they log into Perfect Portal, they can see the number of leads that haven't been actioned, unconverted, converted, and declined. From there, they can also see the reminders they have for the team. So it's a great way just to manage your team for the day and seeing what they have due in Perfect Portal. So you can see here, we've got all your multiple offices. If you do use multiple offices in Perfect Portal, and then your staff and what's due. They can also see on the left-hand side of the screen the today reminders and the overdue reminders. Once again, everything's hyperlinked, so it just makes it nice and easy for you to go in there and manage those reminders. So you can hit that and it'll take you into the relevant overview page. From there, you got your recent 20 converted leads. So you can see who's generated the fastest leads, the most recent ones, and where they're coming from. If I continue to scroll down, you get your company staff. So that's a bit of a healthy competitiveness that you could have in the firm, competition So basically you can see here who's generating the most amount of quotes, who's converting the most, who's sending the most amount of emails, and it's nice and visual for you as well with a little trophy. You can also see when they've last signed into Perfect Portal. So it's been a couple of days and they're not quoting. You can be like, okay, what's happening once you log into the system? And then you got your summary leadership board just on the right-hand side of the screen. Obviously you can drill down to different months. So Mia might just be going good this month, but in July, she didn't take the lead for any of those conversions or quoted or email open rate. From there, you got where your leads are coming from. So once again, it's showing you how successful those conversions are. I would highly recommend, I see a lot of people who don't add in a lead source in their Perfect Portal account, which defeats the purpose of seeing where your work's coming from. It's probably the most critical thing in a business to see, okay, this is where we're getting a chunk of leads from. Let's invest some marketing into this platform. Let's put our money into it. So I would highly recommend to make sure you add in your lead source so you can see how successful those conversion rates are. All the dashboards are interactive. So you can see here, I got my real estate agents. I got a whole chunk of it being other, which will be me not adding any information. So I can just untick that, cross that out, and that will show my true figures from now. Business score success. So I'm finding a lot of clients are liking this new report that we have on the dashboard. It allows you to see over a 6-month period how successful your leads are and your average conversion rate for those leads. All this data is live. So if you convert something in April, in May, or whatever it is, it will feed back into your April results. So you can see how successful each month is. Once again, you got your overview of those leads there on the right-hand side of the screen. You got your decline quote reason why, so it works the same way as your lead quotes. Why are they declining? The average decline time. Once again, it's all interactive as well. You can see here on the right-hand side of the screen. If you have been with Perfect Portal for a couple of years now, or at least a year, this is a great report for you. You can see your annual snapshot, so a year-on-year comparison of all your business over the last year. So there's a lot of information on this dashboard, which is fantastic. It's designed so you can just quickly go into the home screen and see exactly what you need to. And once again, it's all interactive. The next dashboard I'm going to show you is a new business team. So this will be the person who is a member of the quoting team. So it's pretty much the new business admin dashboard, but it's stripped back just to see their results. So you can see here, they can see the number of leads that have been action, unconverted, converted, and declined. They've got all their callbacks here with the client name and their overdue reminders as well. What I really like about this is they have their upcoming reminders. So it kind of just gives them, okay, I got these very many reminders due for the week. It kind of sets them up for the week saying, okay, let's get these reminders done. Let's get these quotes going. Let's, get some more matters going. So they got all of that there. So recent 20 converted leads, I showed you that in the last dashboard. And once again, we've kept the leadership board. Like I said, it just builds a healthy competition between the staff members. They're saying, oh, what Mia, she's she's coming third. I want to come second. Like, just builds that, competition. And you could have even with your staff members. I know one of our clients, they said they do competitions between the staff members every month. So depending on what staff member has the most converted or quoted, they'll get a prize at the end of the month. Okay, so it just makes that fun working environment. Once again, they got the leads that are coming from. So that's the member of the new business team. The last dashboard I want to show you is the marketing dashboard. So this is for someone who in the firm who looks over your marketing. So it could be a marketing manager, it could be operations manager, whoever it is. We can add them in the system as a PP Lite user. So a PP Lite user means they don't have full access to the system. They won't be able to generate quotes. They won't be able to send updates. Purely, they can come in here just to manage the settings side of the system and also see reports. So if you are interested in getting your marketing team set up in the system as PP Lite users to, just see this report, please feel free to reach out. We have many clients who do it, so we can just add them into the system. With these dashboards, obviously they double up a bit on the reporting side. So where the leads are coming from, the 20 converted leads, because it's set up for per role type. So you're not going to have the marketing dashboard on a new business team members dashboard. So that's why it does double up a little bit. A new feature, a new report rather, on this dashboard is your intake analytics. So you can see how successful your intake forms are on your website. The green is ones that have been aborted. So they haven't been generated. They just X out of it halfway through and they haven't generated a lead. Obviously the grayed out are your leads. So if you find that, you've got a whole lot of aborted leads, that means maybe it's in the wrong place on the website, or let's reposition it somewhere else. So definitely very useful information that you can see there. You got your heat map, you got your annual snapshot, and one of my favorite reports in the system, which I love showing clients, is if I do look after you, is your email open rate report. So you can see how engaged your clients are. And I'll say most of our clients who actually utilize the key stages in the Perfect Portal correctly are usually in the 80s to 90% of email open rates. It just shows you, your clients are engaged with the system. The last little feature that I want to show you today is our client address book. So this is a brand new feature. So let's go ahead and open my client address book. It's just located on the right-hand side of the screen. And the beauty about this address book is all your contacts and all your clients have you set up in the system. So what I'm finding that a lot of people are liking about this, that I've showed clients to, is they're loving the account activation. So they can see what clients have activated their accounts. You can see it's all green. Yep, they've either activated an online portal or they've activated the app, or you can toggle off to see who hasn't activated their account yet. It keeps it nice and easy and very visual for you. You can see the number of leads that they've generated with you, and also the number of matters, and it makes it nice and easy for you to activate their account. So you can come in here maybe at the start of the week over your new client to see, okay, who's haven't activated their account? Yeah, let's follow up. Let's send them another password. You can just hit activate account and that will send them the activation link. If I type in Georgia, which is the client that I use today, you can see here that I do have the option of resetting the password. So once again, just makes it nice and easy. If the client calls you up and says, hey, I forgot my password, can you reset it? Yeah, cool. Jump in Perfect Portal, search for name and reset it. You can also do a new lead. So once again, makes it nice and easy for you. You just hit new lead and it works exactly the same way, and it'll lock that contact card in there for you, which you can see here. Now, if I actually open up that contact card, so let's open up Georgia Green. You can see here the number of leads that have been added to that file, the number of matters, their history, and it's also syncing with Leap as well. So it's not just from Perfect Portal, it's syncing back in from Leap to PP. And it's also going to show them the last time they've been activated on their online portal. So it's giving you the power to see, okay, this client is really engaged. We're getting so many leads. They're using the app. We'll give them a discount or whatever it is for the next matter. So it's just really managing your current clients. So they're all the new features I want to go through with today. So I'm going to jump back into the presentation real quick, and let's just see if we have any questions for today. Okay. So I have a question here. So when I was setting up my account, when I accepted the quote, they're prompt to send out a, when I click here to instruct, it goes to activating their account. So basically what will happen is, I'll send you a separate email on that one, John, but basically they'll just get their activation email on the desktop page and they will hit set password and then they're in the account. But I will shoot you over a live example of how that looks. Let's have a look that we got here. Pricing for the app. So basically with the app is $9 plus GST per matter conversion. And what I like to say to clients is that probably 90% of clients probably just add that into their legal fee, just bump up their fee by $10 because, that's just a Macca's meal, a very cheap bottle of wine for me, maybe two, if it's that time was payday. So definitely just add it to your legal fee, $10. Or I find a lot of clients are doing a technology charge too, which is combining web VOI and also the app as well. So lots of different ways, but yeah, 100% just adding to your legal fee because obviously you can see the benefits of the app. It just keeps everyone involved. So yeah, there we go. It's a new dashboard available for Perfect Portal standalone members. Yes, correct. And I'll send you an email after this. So the dashboards, we're pretty much just turning them over for a per client basis. So if you're really interested in getting these dashboards live on your account, feel free to reach out. We can turn it on, but they all should be live very soon. Okay, just got a couple of more questions. I've got a question here. Hi, David. Did a converted quote automatically generate a new lead matter, or did you export it? So basically, after I start everything in Perfect Portal, I've started my quote in now, accepted it, and push over to Leap. So obviously, if you missed that part of the demo, I'll shoot you over a link so you can watch it. But obviously, the benefits of starting everything in Perfect Portal and pushing over to Leap is that you can have the benefits of the app and also your key stages. When will the key stages tab be available in Leap? That should be available for you now. So if you don't have your key stages tab in your Leap account, it's really easy to set up. So give me 2 seconds. Let me quickly pop into my Leap account and show you. So if you don't have your key stages plugin, go to the 3 little dots just up here on the top right-hand side of the screen. You've got select apps, and then you can just search for Perfect Portal and enable that in the app marketplace. Okay, so it's really easy to do. If you have any trouble with that, just feel free to reach out, send me an email. I'm happy to go through that one-on-one with you and show you how to set that up. But that looks like for all the questions that we have today. So yeah, thank you for everyone for joining today's webinar. Hopefully I've answered a lot of your questions that you had today. We are looking at doing further webinars in the future. So if you have any ideas or anything you want to see done in the system, or anything you want to see on a webinar, please feel free to reach out. Very open to ideas. But yeah, it's been great showing you the system today. And yeah, I hope everyone is staying safe in the current climate with everything that's happening today in the last couple of months. So yeah, if you need anything, please, happy to catch up over a Zoom video, have a coffee, go through the system. So anything you need from us, please let us know. But have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all very soon. All right, thanks guys, bye.